People often ask me, why are you doing this? And why are you out and about on a Sunday afternoon talking to students when you could be on a beach somewhere? And I often think what a daft question that is, because why would I not be here? It's interesting, I have lovely holidays with my family and we go away and, you know, we fly first class and have a lovely hotel and then we get back. And I think to myself, what am I meant to do? Go again, go the next day. And I believe that the purpose of any life really is to live, love, and most importantly, to leave a legacy. I started writing my work and writing about investing and wealth creation many years ago as a tool for my own children. I wanted to leave information and education for my children such that when I've gone to the great bungalow in the sky, my kids can sit around the kitchen table and say, now what was it Mum said about property investing? And it would all be written down for them. And of course then what happened is I started to talk about it and people would say to me, oh, I wish I was one of your kids because your kids have got money and they know what they're doing. And suddenly I thought to myself, well, you may not be members of my biological family, but you all can be members of my financial family. My legacy started way back in West Ham. As you know, I was born in the East End of London. And what was interesting about that is I was actually born in the upstairs bedroom, and I was born in the exact same room as my dad Reg. There he is, Reg and I, outside the house a few years ago. So we were born 27 years apart in exactly the same space. We were born in the same room, same genetic makeup, same start in life. And yet, two totally different outcomes. Now, Reg has lived a life in a hamster wheel, going round and round. He's done everything right. He fought for the country, he supported his family, he's always worked. He's now 90, go Reg, he's 90, and he's retired and would not be able to support himself if it were not for having a daughter like me, because he's trying to live on a pension, and that's pretty well impossible when you're 90. Me, on the other hand, born in exactly the same space, in the same place, same background, same genetic makeup, but have a life that's completely different, of matching bag and shoes and cars and holidays, because my entire life I've been a contrary Mary, always done the opposite. And when I think deeply and spiritually, I actually think that that might have been some greater purpose and some plan, to put two people into exactly the same place in this earth, and one have a life of mundane hamster wheel and one have a life that's completely different. And sometimes I actually believe that I was born at the time I was in the place just to prove that point. And from those thoughts, I decided that the reason I had a mission in this world was because I was born at that time in that place and became wealthy so that I could learn how to light the spark of financial possibility for as many people as I can get to in my lifetime. And that's my life purpose. I also know this: a candle loses nothing if it's used to light another. So I can light your candle from my candle, I can make you all wealthy, and it doesn't diminish my wealth at all. In fact, what happens is the whole room gets brighter. And that's important to me and the organisation. When I made the Secret Millionaire program, what happened to me was they took everything away from me: my credit cards, my money, my purse, my computer, my iPhone, everything. And they put me in the back of a van and they took me to the East End of London. And they did that deliberately, because I was born in the East End of London, I became wealthy, and they took me back to my roots, to where I was starting from. I was paid £10 per day working in the cafe, and that represented the statutory statutory minimum wage in the country at the time, so I was allowed to earn £10 a day. And I started to leverage with that immediately and try and build it up. And I filmed for about 10 days. And at the end of the 10 days, I'd earned about £100, but I'd managed to save £82.60 of it because I bartered to get my food, and I picked money up off the floor, and I kept my tips and lived off that, and I saved the bulk of my money. And what I did, I made the film in 2008. I kept doing that as if I was starting again, and by July 2011 I'd actually turned it into just over £15,000. Even starting from the statutory minimum wage in this country, everybody could make themselves wealthy. And what it did to me is it liberated me. Because I now know you can take everything away from me and dump me back in the East End or wherever you want to dump me, and I'll just do it all over again. And that gives you an amazing sense of strength and liberation and freedom, because I now feel incredibly powerful with it. And in order to be successful at anything, money or any other success you're trying to achieve, you need two things. You need the information, the tangible, the knowledge to do it, and you need the belief and the behaviours and the inner motivation from yourself. When I made the Secret Millionaire program, what it did, it really condensed that mission into something very powerful. And it's now raw, undiluted, concentrated essence in my very DNA, in my genes. And that's the thing that I have to do every day, and the thing that I want to do every day. And when your mission is so deeply ingrained at a cellular level, what it does is it becomes part of your DNA, and it creates your path for you. So your life becomes very simple, and you follow that one path, and that's all you do. So I urge you all to get your own life mission if you can. So for me, and now this larger organisation, my life mission is to light the spark of financial possibility for as many people as I can get to in my lifetime. I hope I've done that for you today. Thank you. And can I add one thing? If your mission doesn't move you to tears every time you talk about it, it's not big enough, so get a bigger mission. And